Welcome to problem number 14 for Mac 1140 Exam 2. In this problem, they go ahead and they give you a function, it's a piecewise function, and they ask you for the domain of this function. Now, when you're dealing with the domain of a piecewise function, right off the bat, you can go ahead and see that this is the domain right here. But there are exceptions, which happens to occur in this case. So if we look at this, we can see that x exists between 1 and 3, inclusive, and then when x is greater than 4, and it's not including 4. So just by looking at the domain of the piecewise function, you would go ahead and say that this was going to be 1 to 3 union 4 to infinity. But now that's not our final answer. I mean, that's just getting us part of the way there. Now we actually have to go ahead and look at these functions and make sure they're not discontinuous in those intervals. So if you look at this function here, you can see that the only discontinuity would be a vertical asymptote at -4, but -4 doesn't take place because this is only when x is greater than 4, and that would be this part of the domain. So the only thing that you'd have to exclude, which was -4, isn't even in this part. So you don't have to worry about anything there. So this clears, checks out. Now this guy, though, you can see is between 1 and 3. Now the top we have no problems with, because when you're between 1 and 3, you're always going to be positive on the inside of the radical, so that's not going to give us any problems. And we're actually can equal 1, because when you plug 1 into there, it just gives you 0, and the square root of 0 is just 0. That's allowed. So now it's just the denominator. The denominator is x squared minus 4, so we can factor that apart to kind of get a better idea what's going on. Since this is a difference of squares, we know that this can actually be factored apart into x minus 2, x plus 2. So clearly we can't put plus or minus 2 in the denominator, or else we'll get 0 and it'll be undefined. Now, -2 doesn't matter to us because we're only between 1 and 3, but +2 does matter. So, because positive 2 is going to be in there, and we can't plug positive 2 into there. So we actually have to go ahead and take that into account here. So now this part here actually becomes bracket 1 to 2, parenthesis, union, parenthesis, 2 to 3, bracket. Because you still stay the same, but you're going to actually be skipping over that value of 2. And then you can go ahead and do union, parenthesis, 4, infinity, parenthesis. So this is going to be what the domain of this function turns out to be. And that is your final answer.